So hi everyone, my name is Allie Miller. I work at IBM Watson. This is my handle on literally every possible platform, including I think a dead MySpace page. So by all means take that picture. I've learned that through these talks, usually the best questions come about 4 hours after you leave this room. So feel free to tweet at me, and if I can't answer it, my promise is that I'll find the person at IBM who will do it for you. A little bit about my background. Went to Dartmouth, studied neuroscience and computer science, did 3 years of AI research, worked at a tech startup as head of product, went to Wharton for Business School, double major, really obsessed with human-computer interaction and AI. Ever since have been at IBM Watson, working in mergers and acquisitions, chatbots, and now I lead our computer vision team. So the computer vision API at IBM is called Watson Visual Recognition, and that is really what I'm here to talk to you about today. Computer vision, trends in the computer vision space, and how you as developers can really build for what I'm seeing, for hundreds of clients in the space. I work with everyone from startups to the C-suite of Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 10 companies, and I wanted to impart that wisdom onto this group. So I always start with a fun fact. I try and switch it up for every single group, and I try and make it specific. Who here has heard of Crashlytics? Should be pretty much everyone, yeah. So fun fact, Wayne Chang, the founder of Crashlytics, and I lived together in the same exact building in Boston. And I remember he told me he had this idea for a crash reporting platform. I was like, sounds good, build it. And so that started in this building. That was my fun fact. Everything else will be boring from this point on. Good friend, Anu Deshpande, who's a top VC in the Valley. She and I talked with the European Commission about kind of the future of product and the future of computer vision and specifically AI. And her kind of quote is that 2016 was really about chatbots, 2017 was about conversation, and 2018 she's seeing a lot of multimodal companies approaching her. So computer vision is part of that, and I do want you guys to think as you're watching this, computer vision is key, but it's just a component of a larger picture. The three trends that I want to walk you guys through once the slide progresses. I can do it all from memory. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna talk it through. So the three top trends. The first one is customization, this idea of really bringing it to the enterprise use case. The second one is flexibility, being able to deploy anywhere, and transparency. A lot of you might have heard of AI bias, and that's a really big focus of my work. So thinking through these three and how we can really expose computer vision in a strong way to our users. So I'm gonna walk through each of these three. Starting with the way that I affectionately refer to it, those three categories, which is let it do anything, put it anywhere, and make it awesome. And that's really what market expectation is for AI today. A lot of people think out of the box it does everything. And our job as developers and product managers is really to be able to build it to be able to do anything. So starting with customization. This is not my friend. I'll just do it manually. So custom models, we see it driving deeper business value. Anyone know what city this is from space? Dallas. There was a guess of Dallas. That was actually really close. So there's a partnership we have with NASA and the ISS that we've been working on. On the left, a general tagging model might say something like night sky, whereas a custom model would be able to pick up on what city it is, Houston. And so the three quick trends that we see within customization of AI is speed, accuracy, and security. Speed, this idea that enterprise solutions really don't have a lot of data to work with. And so being able to ramp up a custom model with only 10 images of Houston, 10 images of Atlanta or Dallas to be able to train it. Accuracy top, and then for security at IBM, we pride ourselves on never sharing your data with anyone else. So if you two are mortal enemies and you guys are competitors and you trained a custom model, he has no access to your model. In the space of flexibility, we saw, it really started with on-prem solutions that was overly localized, and then the progression became in the cloud, being able to deploy it, on the internet, on mobile apps, and then kind of the next stage progression that I'm sure you guys are mostly familiar with is on the edge. And the main reason for this kind of second to third stage has been computational power. Everyone thinks they need, 100 GPUs and gigabytes to be able to run an AI model. And now what I'm going to show you is that you can store an entire AI computer vision model on your phone, and it's 15 megabytes. Your phone can be in airplane mode. We launched a big partnership with Apple. I'm sorry to be mentioning that in Google territory. But we launched a big partnership in March. So we're the preferred AI vendor for Apple on their Core ML framework, and launched a big partnership with Coke, working with their field technicians to be able to go into McDonald's and quickly figure out if an air valve is in the right place. We also have examples like wind turbine damage assessment, where people are in the middle of nowhere, no cell phone reception, and they're able to run it completely on their phone. So to make things a little fun, I did want to show a demo, if it'll behave. And I have it's not going to be on the screen. Tim, can you help me? If I have QuickTime up on the screen, how I get it? Sorry, I meant to tell you that I'm switching windows. So I got QuickTime up if I could show that off. So we developed a Core ML app, put it in the App Store. If you have an iPhone, you can download it, Watson ML, one word. It is completely free, fun to use, and we'll be showing it off today. And it combines custom models with Core ML. So I'm also going to be putting my phone in airplane mode to show you guys. Oh, sorry about that. Sweet. OK. So we're going to open the app. This is what it looks like. Fun logo, rainbow brain. And preparing Watson ML. All right, it's using minifig to assign me a random name. This is NOF or something something. And I'm going to open up the camera. I'm going to give it access to camera, and I'm going to say play now. And it's basically a scavenger hunt trained off of custom models. Kevin, if I could have your presence and the fruit in your hand. So Kevin's holding an apple. Get a little closer because I can't stretch. Yeah. So it's going to say detecting apple, and once I found it, it gives little fireworks. And if you want to, we have a shirt, so it's going to find detecting shirt. You found the shirt. That is completely running offline on the phone. And so that's just a really fun example of what we're bringing to the computer vision space. And I'm just going to exit out of that. Try and make it easy, but I think it'll do it. Now you guys know I'm running off of no notes. So each of those classes, Apple, shirt, jeans, etc., was trained off of somewhere between, it's around 20 images. So Apple, this is the training use case. And the data that came in, it's 19 pictures of an apple. You guys know what an apple looks like. Not all that exciting. Come on. Wanted to wrap it up with the bias talk. So a lot of people think about gender, ethnicity, and age. And I understand that this font size is small. It's intended to be that way because it's to show you that there are many more options for bias than most people consider. And I do think that folks out here, especially in web development, when you're really getting that broad reach, these are things that you need to consider. I break it up usually into categories of context, users, and data, and you'll see something like time of day. And you might think to yourself, what on earth could be biased about time of day? And there's a really interesting example that judges in courts actually return more favorable decisions after lunch. Interesting use case. So thinking through all these pieces and what type of user could be using your app or website or any sort of application, really thinking through multiple types of bias to be able to give that transparency. Wanted to end you guys on my advice, which is build something. And beyond that, beyond building something, attempt to delight someone. So whether it's in a scavenger hunt app or whether it's in a wind turbine application, really thinking through how you can use AI and with these trends to benefit your users. 3 quick links, and feel free to take photos. And I'll also post this on my Twitter. We have coder challenges, which are going to teach you everything about AI, blockchain. Watson visual recognition is one of them. We have a big one up called Call for Code, where the prize is $200,000. Code patterns are kind of, getting started faster, and then learning for free, coming and joining us for Bay Area events. I work down the street. So everyone is invited to visit the office if you first tweet at me. So that's it. It was a lightning talk. I know I spoke quickly, but feel free to come find me after and ask me any questions. Thanks so much.